There's the bump. Hey everyone, welcome back to my week 32 twin pregnancy update. Okay, so, oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. I just feel like I've just gone through this like shift in the last week where I just suddenly feel so incredibly uncomfortable, like basically all the time now. And yeah, it's just tough. I'm physically feeling the exact same, and sort of like emotionally feeling the exact same way that I did at the end of my pregnancy with Safia, which was like around 41, 42 weeks. And obviously I'm like at 32 weeks, so it's just yeah, it's just like a weird place to be in because I still have so much more time, and I feel like I'm like would be at 42 weeks right now. So I just, yeah, it just physically feels really, really, really heavy, like extremely heavy. It's been way more difficult to sleep, and yeah, it's just, it's just getting to that point where I think it's just probably gonna get progressively more and more like this from this place forward. And I mean, at the same time, every day is still different. Like some days I still feel actually I still feel like my energy throughout the day is somewhat okay, but it's more just like physically feeling like, oh my god, like it's so hard for me to stand up right now. It's so hard for me to get out of bed. It's like just moving from one side of my body in the middle of the night to the other is like, it's like just, yeah, it's just getting more and more challenging, that's for sure. Yeah, I have this like, I mentioned this a few weeks ago where I started having this sharp shooting pain in my groin, and it's sort of like tapered off a little bit, because it was really bad for about 3 days when it first started, and then it tapered off for like a week or so, and then it just like progressively just especially in the last few days, it's just like basically goes from like here all the way down to like my inner groin, and it's just like really painful. It's like sharp shooting pain, and so anytime that I move around, basically I feel it. Unless I'm like sitting like this, I don't feel anything. And so I actually went to my osteopath this last week, and she did a treatment on me, and she like sensed it right away and like noticed it right away, and she was like, she worked on it, but she was like, yeah, it's like probably gonna be there for the long haul. I also went for a massage, and again she said the same thing. She was like, whoa, it's so crazy between this leg and this leg. And she worked on it and tried to release it, and it actually felt better for a few hours, but then it was like back to like just this achy sort of pain there. So, and yeah, one of my favorite sayings is the remedy for that is birth. The remedy for that is to give birth, for that to go away. So yeah, it's not something I'm like just expecting to really go away at this point. I think I just have to learn to live with it until the babies are out. So yeah, but it's pretty painful. I'm so happy that I make notes in my phone during the week of how I'm feeling, because I would literally probably sit in front of the camera and completely forget what happened during the week. So I actually made a note about this one. In my last week's video, I was talking about the heartburn that I had, and I had like this crazy sort of like heartburn attack in the middle of the night, and then we've been like organizing a lot around the house and moving a lot of things around, and Safia started reading this book out of nowhere, which is actually one of my favorite books. And well, she wasn't reading it, but she picked it up and she was like kind of like going like this, and I was like, oh yeah, I should look back and see what this book has to say about heartburn, because this book is basically anything that you're going through physically. This book will show you what the emotional root is to how you're feeling physically. Obviously, our minds and our bodies are connected, and what we're thinking and feeling inside our minds is going to affect how we are feeling in our bodies. You know, how we feel about a certain thing. It could even be a trauma that's stored in our bodies that then presents itself in, you know, a pain or a disease in our bodies, and yeah, so that's why I really love this book, but because it's really interesting. So I went to Heartburn to see what it said, and it said heartburn. So it goes like this. It says oh my gosh. It goes in this order. So it states what the problem is, and then the cause of the problem, like what your thought pattern is, and then it shows a new thought pattern, which is basically just like a positive affirmation to repeat to yourself. So here it says under heartburn, it says the problem cause is fear, 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 clutching fear. And then the new thought pattern is I breathe freely and fully, I am safe, and I trust the process of life. And when I read that, I thought, wow, that's so incredible. You know, I don't think I was like, I didn't think I was actively feeling fear in that moment, consciously. But, you know, being pregnant there is fear that comes up when you're pregnant. It's a part of pregnancy. It's not something to be ignored, but it's something to really, you know, look at, process it, let it work through you, address what the fears are that are coming up, because there is a difference between fear and intuition, and fear, when fear comes up, it can often come sort of like as a plaguing sensation, like it's like continues to come back at you. And when you have that sort of feeling of fear, most of the time that fear actually isn't a real rational fear. It's something that you've sort of created in your mind to give you control. And the thing is that when obviously a lot of the time, most of the fears that we have are like not actually real. So it's like you know, go through the fear, talk about the fear, and then be like, is this fear rational? Does this make sense? Is this something that is affecting me right now? Is this something that is going to happen? You know, kind of like talking yourself through it. And one of the things I read recently is that the truth feels good. The truth feels good. And when you have an intuition that is accurate and real, it will feel good and you'll know. Whereas that when fear comes up, it's just this like, you know, sort of like more irrational sensation or thought process. Anyways, I thought it was really interesting that it said that, because obviously fear, it goes along with being pregnant. And the best part about this story is that when I addressed this and I started to read the affirmation out to myself, I haven't had heartburn since. So, I mean, interesting. That's why I just love sort of like bringing your attention to it, and obviously like having a positive affirmation to talk yourself through something is really powerful. And I didn't even know that I was like actively feeling fear in that moment, like I said, but I often, when I wake up in the middle of the night, since I'm sort of like in between this like conscious state and dream state, I feel like I feel fear a little bit more in the middle of the night. So maybe that was why it happened then. But I thought that was really, really interesting. Yeah, what else is going on this week? So yeah, eating has basically become like my full-time job. It's like a full-blown chore, and I can't get enough food. Just eating all the time. Eating super healthy. I just ate a salad that was like literally this big. I was craving some chocolate this week, so I had some chocolate, and yeah, just getting into a space of like, going along with what I feel that I need. You know, if my intuition is saying, you know, oh, maybe you should do a yoga class, I'm going to do a yoga class. If it's like, maybe you should just lay down, I'm going to lay down. Really like following those cues and listening to what my body is telling me. And, you know, a couple days ago it was like, you need to have some chocolate. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have some chocolate. Yeah, I hadn't had that chocolate craving for a while, so it was nice just to be like, that feels good, just to give into that craving. What else? Yeah, this has just been like it's been just a tough week. We're trying to make all of these like transitions with Safi. You know, she's still, now we've taken her, she's wearing a diaper at nighttime, and during her naps, she seems to have like stopped napping completely now. It was sort of going in that direction, and then the nap just kind of like got dropped. And it's been kind of easier in some ways, because then if Matisse is going out, or if she's going out with a family member, she can just go out with him for the whole day, and we don't have to worry about trying to put her down for a nap. It was like taking us way longer for us to put her down than she was actually even napping. And so there's been like a lot of transitions from taking off the diaper at nighttime. That's like a big transition. And then having to get up with her in the middle of the night to take her to go pee so that she doesn't wet the bed. And yeah, like not last night, but the night before, she just did not, like, I woke her up to go pee, and then she did not want to go back to sleep without me sleeping in her bed with her. And sleeping in her bed is just like the most uncomfortable thing in the world right now, for me physically. So yeah, it was just tough. We were actually up from like 1:30 till like 5 or something. So it was just like really, really, really exhausting. And that's probably why I was actually feeling physically worse yesterday and today, just because like not sleeping, and then weirdly I feel like I haven't been able to nap during the day as much. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because, I don't know, I feel sort of just like this like excitement like feeling, like I can't just like let go and allow myself to sleep. But I have been like chilling a lot, like, because I can't really walk very much, so I've been like hanging out watching a lot of Real Housewives, and yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Okay, let's do the app update. It's snowing today, by the way. It's so, so, so pretty. We've been waiting for the snow for so long, so it's like really exciting. Okay, so 32 weeks of pregnancy. Now the baby is the size of a Napa cabbage. There's lots of developments taking place. The babies are about 4.3 pounds, and they are just about 16.8 inches. Just seems so big, but it's gonna just get like bigger and bigger, because yeah, like by the time they come out, they'll probably be like 6, 7, 8 pounds. So there's still a lot to go. Yeah, that's a crazy one. Their fingernails are like fully formed. Comparison to the rest of the body, the head is large. So cute. My goodness. Anyways, I'm gonna do the bump shot. There's the bump. Matisse was saying today that I actually was starting to get the linea nigra, I think it's called. It's right here. And I can literally feel one baby here and one baby here. And they're both head down. Doesn't mean that they can't move around, but I can physically actually feel that they're head down. So that is this week's update. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. I really, really appreciate the support. And yeah, that's all I have to say this week. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Okay, ciao for now.